Interior conversation must come first, people. This is how you get all the chemistry on air. We got to talk it out. We got to figure out what's happening. Yes, I will have the eggs, and this time you pay. Good morning. Welcome to your new day. It's Tuesday, October 18th, 6 o'clock in the East. There's a new headline from the election. New documents released by the FBI, and they show a State Department official pressing the Bureau to declassify an email about Benghazi. And Donald Trump doubling down on his claims of a rigged election and blasting Republican leaders who deny those allegations of large-scale voter fraud.
And Melania Trump speaking out in a new interview with CNN. She says that her husband was, quote, egged on to say those lewd comments, and she believes that Trump never accosted his accusers. We are now just one day away from the final debate and 21 days until the election. So let's begin our coverage with CNN's Manu Raju. He is live in Las Vegas. Hi, Manu.
Good morning, Allison. Yeah, Donald Trump needs a stellar debate performance here tomorrow night in the hall right behind me to turn around his campaign. Polls continue to show him struggling in the battleground states and nationally, which is one reason why he may be painting himself as a victim of an unfair system.
They even want to try to rig the election at the polling booths. People that have died 10 years ago are still voting. Illegal immigrants are voting.
Donald Trump ramping up his unfounded claim that the election is rigged.
You look at what's going on in St. Louis and many other cities. There's tremendous voter fraud.
His willingness to accept the election result if he loses now in question.
Mr. Trump, what if they're absent overwhelming evidence of any kind of fraud or irregularities?
Trump frustrating many Republican leaders who have rejected his allegations of rigging.
As a Republican, I want to reassure Donald Trump and all Ohio voters and voters across the country that the system is not rigged.
The Republican nominee also intensifying his feud with House Speaker Paul Ryan after he said he wouldn't defend Trump.
Maybe he wants to run in 4 years, or maybe he doesn't know how to win. Maybe he just doesn't know how to win. I mean, who can really know?
Trump taking his rage against the establishment and Hillary Clinton a step further in Wisconsin.
It is time to drain the swamp in Washington, D.C.
Trump proposing a package of ethics reforms aiming to tackle corruption in Washington, including tighter restrictions on members of Congress and White House officials taking on jobs as lobbyists.
This will go a long way to ending our government corruption.
A proposal sparked by his accusations that the FBI and State Department engage in a criminal conspiracy.
This is felony corruption.
After newly released documents suggest a top State Department official pressured the FBI to declassify an email about Benghazi that was on the private server Clinton used while Secretary of State, possibly in exchange for offering to help station FBI agents overseas.
The allegation of any kind of quid pro quo is inaccurate. There was no quid pro quo.
Clinton is not commenting. She's been off the campaign trail for days, preparing for tomorrow's final debate. Clinton's campaign now setting its sights on historically conservative states as she widens her lead in the polls, deploying her daughter Chelsea, Michelle Obama, and Bernie Sanders to Arizona in hopes of turning that red state blue.
Now, as part of that effort to go after red states, the Hillary Clinton campaign announcing yesterday that it would spend $2 million in Arizona, as well as another $1 million in Missouri and Indiana, also part of an effort to help turn back the Senate to Democratic control. Illinois and Missouri, two key states for Democrats as they try to get back the Senate majority. But the question, Chris and Allison, is how long or short will Hillary Clinton's coattails be come November?
Okay, Manu, thank you for all of that. Let's discuss it with CNN political analyst